lost my marbles. Completely lost my marbles. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am refilming this. I'm refilming my ultimate wishlist video because I bought a bag. I did. I was not expecting to. I thought I had this done and dusted, edited, ready to go. But then I bought something that was on my wish list. And instead of being a proper YouTuber and waiting till the end, you know, as a good like motivator to get you through, I'm gonna show you now. Because why not? I purchased, and I did get this at the outlet, so there's not all the fancy ribbon, but they gave me the usual dust bag, and the service was incredible there. They're so lovely in Dior. I've never had a bad experience in honestly, I think like every boutique on the East Coast, they've all been incredibly lovely, but they can't give you all the bells and whistles. It's still a lovely experience, really bright and clean and just a fun place to be. Okay, done with all that. I bought an embroidered Dior Addict bag. This will not be everyone's cup of tea. This will not be everyone's favorite bag, but I love it. I love the colors, I love the clasp, I love the size, I love everything about it. It doesn't fit much, but it hits me perfectly when it's worn crossbody. You can do fun things with the strap, you can use a mitza. They showed me that in the store and I was just completely won over. I love this bag. I like even the lambskin version, but this was so special. Now, to explain, an embroidered Dior bag had made my original wish list. And then I stumbled on this baby. I originally expected to get an embroidered Lady Dior. They come out with incredible seasonal picks. I saw this and this fit me perfectly. I was really wearing just a plain navy silk blue dress and this brought my outfit to life. You know when you try on a bag and you think, I wish I was wearing this today. Like, I wish I had this in my closet already because this is exactly what I would have worn. I was just wearing a plain black bag and I put this on. It felt incredible. It felt like me. So I bought it. And I was really glad that I didn't buy anything in my most recent New York City trip because I would not have been comfortable spending the money. So now that I have shared that with you, let's get into the main part of the video. Okay, so now thinking about my revised wish list is pretty much still the same, but to start out with, I would love a Celine Classic bag. It's not the box. Everybody calls it the box, and like as a handbag enthusiast, it drives me crazy because it makes searching for information really hard to find. Everyone just calls it that in the YouTube videos, so it's perpetuated, and I love this bag. I was a huge fan of the Phoebe Philo era, as so many people were. It's a massive cult following, but I couldn't afford to buy one at that time. I'll still gladly buy one, even though it doesn't have the accent. I know people feel that it's boring and ugly and just so overrated. Why would you pay that much money for a bag without a logo? Well, that's exactly what I like about it. I like that it is understated and it doesn't have a logo. It's not flashy at all. However, I personally would like it in the lizard. I also know that that will not be for everybody, but I mean, you know, I don't know. I recently heard someone say your opinions don't pay your bills, and that's true. I guess except on YouTube when sometimes they do, but that's not the case here. So I would love a lizard bag. People often call it the box because it comes in box calfskin, and you'll see that written on their website, but it also comes in liège leather, which is similar to LV Epi. Anyway, the leather just really, it doesn't do as much for me versus the lizard, which really just excites me and it looks fantastic with the outfits. It would be more of a fall winter bag, but that is number one. So number two on my list is a bright poppy red Chanel bag with gold hardware. I love bright red. If you've seen my Ferragamo coat, you know that I'm not afraid to wear bright red, and I actually really love that coat with a red bag because it kind of blends in seamlessly, but then also When you notice it, it feels like a standout kind of like piece of jewelry, just kind of blended into the coat. So I love mixing those, you know, kind of matching those tones. So yes, yeah, that would have to be my pick for Chanel. My third pick, and I'm just gonna skim over this quickly, is an Hermes Kelly bag. I don't know how I feel about the Hermes thing, how they do things, how they really control the supply, how they make people feel. I don't know how I feel about it. But I love Grace Kelly. I love old movies. I've actually mentioned Grace Kelly on this channel before when talking about Mark Cross, because she used their overnight case in a rear window. I love the history behind all of these pieces. And it's just such an iconic, timeless bag. It's beautiful. I really love it. And how I would actually come to get one, I have no idea. In case my husband's watching this, probably none of the, I don't know if any of these bags will happen, just to be clear. This is definitely ultimate wish list material for me. I don't know how I'll end up getting an Hermes bag. I don't know how I feel about the buying structure and the idea that you need to spend a lot to convince them that you care about the brand. They're unlike any other brand, but I digress. It's just how I feel. I would be lying if I said it wasn't on this list, but tea. So for my next item, it would have to be the Louis Vuitton, either mini like trunk, the Petite Mal, or the hat box inspired bag. Is it the Petite Boite Chapeau? I don't know French, but I love that bag. I only vaguely know how to say it because I've seen so many review videos. It's gorgeous, and I was stunned to discover that I would love a Louis Vuitton bag, because growing up, I mean, like when I first became aware of designer items, just like through movies and TVs, because I did not grow up around this stuff at all, but when I first became aware of Louis Vuitton, one, there were a lot of fakes, and two, the people who were wearing it, the people that I first became exposed to wearing it, I didn't identify with them. I didn't connect to their personality, their styles. Louis Vuitton always seemed like it was fine, but it's for someone else. There's nothing wrong with it, they don't look bad, but it's not for me. Now that I've been watching YouTube, there are a few ladies on here and you know who you are. You can officially call yourselves influencers, because like I started watching their videos and I love their personalities, I love their style, I identify with them, which is the main reason I watch their channels, because they remind me of myself in a lot of ways. So seeing them love Louis Vuitton has made me start to like Louis Vuitton. All the great things that people have always said about it, how they're really versatile, the monogram pieces seem to go with everything, they're really hard wearing. Obviously I have picked two of the least practical Louis Vuitton bags, but they both fit my phone. That's a good start. I know that's not true for everybody, but I've tested it, they do. And I really love them, you know, and seeing other people enjoy Louis Vuitton has made me enjoy it more. Seeing people whose styles that I can identify with, it's made me see how great these bags would work in my outfits. So that is my fourth ultimate wish list item. Okay, so finally, originally this was going to be an embroidered Lady Dior. That was on my ultimate wish list, and maybe it still is. I don't know. I love the celestial version that they came out with. I'll put a picture there. I loved it. It's stunning, really different. I don't think you can find them anywhere on the secondhand market, but they're beautiful and really intricate and delicate, and I don't mind a high maintenance bag. My first Chanel was white, for goodness sakes. I clearly don't mind, but I don't know if I will actually find one that speaks to me. I don't know if I'll like the colorways. They've had some beautiful versions come out in the last couple years, but obviously they're very expensive. Sometimes the color combos aren't right. Sometimes you can't get them in the boutiques, obviously. They only make so many, but I do love them. I do think that a Lady Dior needs to be on my ultimate wish list. Obviously, as a huge enthusiast of the brand, and it is their iconic bag. It's really well made. It's beautiful. I love the ganache pattern, which makes me laugh because my husband, we were talking about this in the car today, and he called it the ganache pattern. But you know, I think it's beautiful. I love the lambskin. I know that it's a little bit more harder wearing than Chanel lambskin from what people have said, and feeling it versus some other Chanel bags, it feels a little bit sturdier. I mean, it's still soft, but there's just something to that bag. It's really light for a full leather bag and really comfortable to wear, especially the small because it has the thicker strap. I love it. I do. I've held off on buying it because I keep thinking that they're going to come out with a seasonal version I'm gonna love. They're already really expensive, but I keep thinking, okay, if I buy one, what if something comes out next season? And I've already put my Lady Dior money into a bag. So we'll see, but it has to be on here. I would love to get one eventually, even if it ends up being in the gray or the green, the cloud color, which is really versatile right now. So yes, that is my ultimate wish list. I hope you don't mind that I snuck in an unbagging, a little Dior reveal. This video was not as structured as I hoped it would be, but I'm getting used to YouTube. If you're subscribed, thank you. Wow, I really appreciate it. I know this is a little tiny baby channel, but I do really appreciate it. And I love talking to, you know, you ladies on Instagram. This has just been so much fun because I don't have anyone else to talk to about this except my husband. And bless him, he actually listens and engages despite calling it ganache. But I love talking about these things, and he's wonderful to talk to, but it is fun to talk about these things with people who really like to buy them too. So if any of this resonated with you, please consider subscribing and liking this video. Next week, I'm going to talk a little bit more about my New York City trip, what was in stores. I have some snippets and video content to slip in there, but we'll see. I will do more reviews and probably a Dior collection coming up soon. I even put on a full face of Dior makeup to celebrate my Dior bag and my little tribal earrings, but anyway, until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.